Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 33 of the DNA Film Wars podcast. Today is our 2019 preview episode. We'll be talking about our 5 most anticipated films, our 5 least anticipated films, and a film that we think is flying under the radar, a film we think is overhyped, and our 5 goals for our podcast this year.
Which will be a collective list.
Which we will, yes, we had the same 5. But we do have different anticipation lists. So
Yes, we do.
You want to start with our most anticipated?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you start with number 5?
Coming at number 5 on my most anticipated list is going to be Godzilla King of the Monsters, which Aaron will be very proud to know that it's on my list. Aaron and I, as well as Andrew, have been watching all the Godzilla films. All of them. Every single one of them. Minus 2, I guess, technically. We skipped the second one, and we're skipping the next one, right?
No, we skipped the one before the one you just watched.
Okay, which was Hedorah. Godzilla versus Hedorah, or Hedra.
Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
The Smog Monster.
They all have
America.
multiple titles. Because they all
But, I mean, I'm enjoying watching all these movies. It's interesting to go back and see all these films.
He hasn't died yet. So
I haven't died yet, so that's good. We got some fun ones coming up from what I understand.
Got a long ways to go.
Long ways to go. We're only about, 10 films in?
Yeah, 10.
Out of 34?
33 or 34.
33, 34, something like that.
I've even lost track.
bunch of movies to go, so I got about 20 more movies to go, and that movie comes out in May, so we're going to try to watch all of them before that one comes out. So because of that, I'm really looking forward to seeing this one and seeing all these monsters on screen in a new format. I mean, obviously we got the 2014 Godzilla, and we saw that already, but getting to see Ghidorah and Rodan and Mothra and probably Anguirus and I forget the name of the spider. Kumonga, yeah, or Spiga as they call it in the Americanized version. Seeing all those monsters on screen.
Maybe more.
And in a more updated fashion, I think will be really neat. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, and now number 5, I have Spider-Man Far From Home. You know, I wasn't going to put this on my list, but then I got to looking at the movies coming out, and we were actually recording this after the trailer came out. A little late. But the trailer kind of got me amped up for it. I was like, okay, I don't know. It looks like it's got, I don't know if that's Sandman or...
No, I think it's supposed to be an illusion created by Mysterio.
Or, yeah, there's also a guy, though, in the Marvel Universe that takes the form of whatever he touches. Might be that guy. You know, he was actually in that Ang Lee Hulk film. Oh, gives me bad memories.
Was that the Eric Bana one from 2003?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Oof. People forget Ang Lee made that because people just can't associate Ang Lee with a movie like that. He's bad. But anyway, Spider-Man. You know, I love Spider-Man. Like I've said, my favorite superhero by far. I love several Spider-Man films, and this one looks like, and you know, I like Tom Holland a lot. So
he's a great Spider-Man.
And I like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot. So
I'm glad they gave us a shot in that trailer. Which I mean, I guess technically we shouldn't have watched the trailer when this is being recorded, but. We're recording it in mid-January, so. But I think that Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio could be really interesting. I'm glad we got a shot of him with the actual fishbowl helmet on.
Yeah, and Nick Fury looks like he's gonna play a pretty big part. So spoiler alert: Spider-Man and Nick Fury both live.
Yeah.
And all of Spider-Man's friends. So
spoilers.
Spoiler.
It is what it is.
But oh well. Anyway,
I'm looking forward to that too.
What you got coming in number 4?
Number 4, I actually am really looking forward to this one. It's got a really great cast. It's going to be the 2019 live-action Lion King, directed by Jon Favreau. I think he did such a great job with the Jungle Book. It looked so good, and I thought it was really well acted or voice acted. And I think that the child actor in that film who played Mowgli did such a great job because, I mean, it has to be hard to act in a green screen room pretty much by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he did an excellent job with that. I'm really excited to see what Jon Favreau can do with the story that so many people love so much. I think it's got a great cast too. I'm especially looking forward to Childish Gambino or Donald Glover, however you want to say his name or call him, as adult Simba. And I'm really, really, really excited that James Earl Jones is coming back to voice Mufasa.
Yes, I love James Earl Jones.
I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope he does it justice and does a really good job with it. So.
All right, my number 4 is Toy Story 4.
Oh man,
you know I love those Toy Story movies, and this one looks like it's pretty promising. It's been 7 years now, or by the time that movie will come out, 7 years.
That movie came out in 2000.
Did Toy Story 3 come out in 2009 or 2012?
I thought it came out in 2010.
Or 10. Yeah, it came out in 2010. 9 years.
9 years, almost 10 years,
Since
basically.
they've gotten a Toy Story movie. So, obviously, I mean, don't let me down, Pixar, or I'll be angry. So,
Pixar hasn't let me down yet, I don't think.
have you seen Cars 2 or 3?
That's fair. Cars 2.
Cars 2 is bad.
Cars 3 wasn't as bad as Cars 2.
It was mediocre, but Cars 2 is bad.
Cars 2 was bad.
Alright, anyway, moving on.
Coming at number 3 for me is going to be Toy Story 4. I'm really excited to see this. I love all these characters so much. I mean, obviously, Aaron and I both grew up with these characters, and we've come to love them over the years. Especially in Toy Story 3, I mean, that ending was so emotional and really tugs at the heartstrings. I really thought that they were going to end it there, but we
So
come to
did
find
they.
out. So did they, I guess. Come to find
Someone
out.
was like, wait, we can make money off of this. What are we doing?
We're getting another one, and I haven't seen a bad Toy Story film yet, so I don't have any reason to believe that this one will be bad. The only thing that worries me is Key and Peele in it, honestly. Key and Peele in it could be questionable, but they're funny. I mean, I find them humorous at times, but
We'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see. Number 3, Endgame.
Oh, man.
The reason this movie's not higher on the list is because I kind of feel like I know where they're going to go with it.
Yeah.
I don't really like that, but it's still an Avengers movie.
It's a cap of 10 years of films.
Still going to be epic. Still going to be, I'm sure, entertaining, even if I have problems with the end of it. End of Endgame. But yeah, I mean, obviously it can't not be on my anticipation list. I still think they're going to do a good job with it. I mean, even though I don't like the going back in time and resetting stuff, plot lines, which I'm sure is what they're going to do, I'm sure they'll still find an interesting direction to take it in. Hopefully one I'm not quite expecting. So obviously still looking forward to it.
Yeah, I got Avengers Endgame coming at number 2 for me. Like you said, I mean, I think we have a pretty good idea of what's going to go down in this film. So that's, again, why it's not higher on my list. Plus, I also have another movie that I'm really looking forward to, which you probably will know what it is. But I think for the culmination of 10 years of films, this is just going to be a really grandiose movie. It's going to be on a huge scale, even bigger than Infinity War, I think. And I think they're going to try to make the stakes higher, which I don't know how much higher you can make it. But I'm hoping that even though we're probably going to undo all the emotional weight and emotional highs and lows of Infinity War, hoping that they find a way to do something similar when we get rid of some of our beloved characters at the end of this film that we all know is happening. So
I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it.
Captain America's going to die.
I don't really care for Captain America that much, honestly.
Thor's going to die. Hulk's going to die.
I don't think Hulk will die. Hulk will live.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I really looking forward to that.
Number 2, Star Wars Episode 9. Here we go.
Yet to be titled.
I have not. We're going to review The Last Jedi in November, I think.
Yeah, that's the last.
So I'll talk more about that at the end. But
Oof.
That movie killed my excitement for Episode 9. Gonna say it right now.
He's getting back on the hype train though.
But I can't help myself. Been getting back on the hype train. I hope that JJ... I mean, obviously there's people who have way different opinions on Episode 8. Some people love it, some people hate it. I fall in the hate camp.
Some people find it mediocre.
Some people find it somewhere in the middle. But I hope that JJ can take this movie back in a direction that I like. Force Awakens, I really liked. I know it's got narrative problems.
It's got a lot of problems, but it's still great.
But it's still a really fun time. I hope JJ can kind of return to that fun kind of formula. But also, I say fun. I also want it to be kind of dark, though. I like darker. Obviously, Empire Strikes Back, the best one, is the darkest one. So maybe not necessarily. It doesn't have to be fun. It can be kind of fun like the Force Awakens, or it can be really dark. I mean, go either way for me. As long as it's well written. I feel like The Last Jedi tried to be both and failed epically at both.
Rian Johnson gave a spat in the face of J.J. Abrams with that movie.
So I hope that my worry with Star Wars, obviously, for me, it's going to be worse than watching a horror movie. Like, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat, like, please be good, please be good. Oh, that was great. Please be good, please be good. Oh, that was bad. I hope that JJ can. I hope that he doesn't spend too much time though, kind of like screw you to the last movie, like retconning and because he needs to just go ahead and move forward with the story. I'm afraid he's going to spend a lot of time going back and saying, well, that didn't actually happen. This is the truth.
Oh my gosh, have you seen the theory that's going around that it's just going to be all Luke's dream? Episode 8 just going to be like, wake up, it's Luke's dream.
He won't do that. He won't go that far.
That'd be hilarious.
Lucasfilm wouldn't let him go that far. I don't want that
to happen.
As much as I dislike a lot of the things that happened in The Last Jedi, I don't want that to happen. I don't want them to nullify a big episode. I don't want that to happen. That's not what I want to happen. I think there are redeemable qualities from The Last Jedi that you can build on. And I hope that he takes those redeemable qualities, builds on them, while kind of leaving behind the stuff I didn't care for. But obviously, it's a J.J. Abrams film. I think by now we kind of know what we're going to get from an Abrams film. It's going to be a high-octane action, kind of some dark elements in it.
It's going to be a big finale.
Yeah. So, I'm excited. I can't help myself. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. I'm guessing I know what your number one is.
Oh, of course. My number one is obviously Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, clearly. That's a leader. No, Star Wars Episode 9. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm not quite as big on the hate train for Episode 8 as you. There's obviously a lot of things that I don't care for in that movie, but I don't hate that movie. I still think that it's better than the first two prequels. It's probably about on the same level for me as the third prequel film, but Aaron's giving me faces over here. But we'll talk about, obviously we'll talk about The Last Jedi in another review later in November. But I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited to see what JJ can do, especially coming off of such a questionable last episode and how he's going to wrap up this trilogy. It's got potential to be really great and be a really amazing finale to good sequel trilogy, or it's got the potential to be really bad.
This can make or break the sequel trilogy for me.
It could really make or break the sequel trilogy. One good film out of 3 could really put a damper on Star Wars for people.
Yeah. It'd be like the prequel trilogy, in my opinion. One good movie out of 3.
What my hope is that this is good, and then we take a break from making at least, please God, take a break from making at least episodic films for 20 or 30 years again.
No, I'm not going to say 20 or 30. Lucasfilm claims they're not going to make any more episodic films after this. They're all going to be spin-offs. That's a bad idea, I think.
I think that
a 10-year break is justified.
There's potential for them to make some interesting spin-offs that I think people would love to see.
There's some of them that I think would be interesting.
But we're getting ready to get a Mandalorian TV show.
Yeah. Which I think pretty much killed the Boba Fett spin-off movie. Yeah. Which is unfortunate, because I was kind of looking forward to that.
Supposedly maybe Darth Maul could show up in that, since he was in Solo.
Yeah.
Since he gets his legs on Mandalore or whatever.
Yeah. There's something I personally would love to see a Yoda origin movie.
I think it'd be cool.
That'd be
he's old.
He's 800.
Where's he been?
Yeah, I mean,
What's he done?
I'd love to see it. That's one of my big ones that I'd like to see. I know a lot of people are gonna. I don't know.
A lot of people said they want an Obi-Wan movie. I honestly don't really need to see an Obi-Wan movie.
If
it got made, I wouldn't be opposed to it. If
McGregor came back for it, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing like a movie with him
like in between
episode 3 and 4. Which, I mean, they can't do anything too grand, because I wouldn't quite buy it if he was doing going off saving the galaxy. But like a nice little movie where he went on a little adventure or something. I think that'd be interesting. I really like McGregor as
political thriller.
No, that was the entire prequel trilogy. Let's not do that again. I really like McGregor as Obi-Wan.
He's actually not bad. Yeah,
I'd like to see him.
But Star Wars. Please be good.
So obviously, I don't think I need to say what my number one is.
If you don't know by now, you haven't been listening to our podcast.
Dylan already talked about it earlier. Godzilla.
I think it's probably going to be Terminator, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Obviously a huge fan. A little too much. Kind of obsessed. I didn't really... I'll review it on my upcoming podcast.
We'll review it on this one too, I'm sure.
Or I'll review it on this one too. We will plug later. I didn't realize the 2014 movie was kind of middle of the road as far as I was concerned. I did enjoy the Kong Skull Island movie, but this one looks like it could has potential. There are some things I'm kind of concerned about, but for me, the difference between a Godzilla movie and a Star Wars movie, in my humble opinion, I'm not walking into a Godzilla movie expecting a masterpiece. when I walk into a Star Wars movie with all the backing and all the hype and all the creative forces behind
You're
it,
expecting a masterpiece.
there's no reason it shouldn't be a masterpiece. Even though, really, for being honest, there's being like one of them that you can consider a masterpiece.
Maybe two.
Maybe two if you're stretching the term masterpiece. But I expect Star Wars to be really, really top of the line good. Godzilla, because of the, it's Godzilla. I mean, as long as they give me an entertaining movie, I'll be happy. Although a
As long as
masterpiece,
Godzilla go roar on screen, I'll be good, you know.
beach fire. I'm no, but as long as a masterpiece would be appreciated. But I'm not gonna expect this one to be a masterpiece. I just expect it to be a fun time. That's all
A fun 2.5 hours.
Fun two. I think it's gonna be longer. I think it's gonna be close to 3 hours because they got a lot of monsters to throw in this thing. Yeah. So,
We're gonna go see this one on the big screen up in the Oklahoma City area. So
yeah.
if it's playing in Dolby, which it might not be, so we might just have to
Dolby.
go watch it in IMAX. But
IMAX. If we go see it in IMAX,
We
we
just
just
go
go to Tulsa.
go to Tulsa
Or go to Fayetteville.
Or Fayetteville, but that's
Oh,
the Malco, isn't
The
it?
one in the Fayetteville, the one in Fayetteville, it's not that big either. Like as far as IMAX screens go.
No, I should go to Tulsa then.
We'll probably go to Tulsa. I can see it for free. I'll buy popcorn and drink for free. I'm paying a $20 a month subscription, so it's not really for free though.
We're not plugging A-List by AMC, but you know, if
It's a
AMC
good deal
want to
if you
sponsor us, hey,
It's a good deal if you would go see a lot of movies
like us. 121 last
You
year.
know, we are almost 3 weeks into January. I've only seen 2 movies.
That's embarrassing.
That's unacceptable.
January is a terrible month for movies, if we're being
that's
honest,
true.
though.
Yep.
You know, I was gonna try to put Glass on my most anticipated list, but the closer we got, and considering the fact that we're recording this in the middle of January, sorry for that, folks. I didn't put it on our list. Because the reviews that it's been getting aren't great, and because it's so close to that movie coming out. Or actually, I guess at the time of recording this, we've actually already seen that movie. But
Truth be told.
I just couldn't.
Yeah, I'll talk about it later. I gotta list it somewhere else. So let's do least anticipated.
All right, well,
I guess I'll start this time.
go for
My
it.
turn.
Excuse me.
Number 5, Shazam.
Really? It
Yeah.
could be bad.
First of all, I don't like. Okay, I know everybody, harped on Snyder for his films being too dark and gritty. Well, I don't like these funny buddy superhero movies. Like everything's trying to copy Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, we need to stop. We just need to stop right there. Okay, I don't like the comedy I'm seeing in these trailers. I don't know. To me, it just looks bad.
It looks like it's probably gonna be pretty bad, but I mean, I'm not like dreading seeing it. It could be.
I'm dreading.
It could be surprising. Like Aquaman, it could be surprising.
The movies on this list, listeners, even though we have them as our least anticipated, we're going to see them because either one of two things. Either they're very intriguing or we feel like a lot of listeners would want us to review them, or B, they're just a big time movie and we can't not go watch it. So
Yeah.
Shazam's one of those big time movies that we just can't not watch. I mean, we'd probably go see it anyway, because we're nerds.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It could be surprising. It could be like an Aquaman and not.
I don't
be
like
terrible.
the actors either.
You don't like Zachary Levi?
Yeah, no. He gets on my nerves real fast.
Anyway, is that all you got to say about Shazam?
Yeah, let's move on from Shazam.
All right, well, coming at number 5 for me, Aaron's going to be offended by this. This is mainly just because I haven't seen the TV show, but I'm going to say Downton Abbey. Not really looking forward to this movie. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily just going to be bad, but I mean, I haven't seen the show, and I don't necessarily have a whole lot of want to see the show.
Are you not going to even watch a few episodes before we go watch them?
I will probably honestly watch the entire series before we go watch
Okay,
the
that's what I
movie.
thought.
But,
I'll rewatch it with you because it's been a long time since I watched it.
I mean, honestly, it's just not something that I can. I don't know if I'll be able to get into it. Like, I mean, Game of Thrones I've been watching here recently, and it's really easy to get into. It's an awesome show. Downton Abbey, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get into it, and I just don't know how I'm going to feel about it, and that's why I just not really looking forward to the movie. So it's not that I'm dreading watching it and that I think it's going to be bad. I just don't really care.
Number 4, Hobbs and Shaw.
That's fair.
I've only watched the first 4 Fast and Furious movies, I'll be honest. I know those are the bad ones.
This one's like Fast 5.
I know that those are the bad ones, but like even if I watch the good ones, I feel like I'm so burnt out on Fast and Furious, and they're so over the top. Like I can't.
Like, this is a spin-off movie because we're still supposed to get Fast and Furious 9 next year.
Yeah, like
And then 10, like 2 years after that.
I like The Rock all right as an actor, but I feel like he's kind of played the same character over and over and over and over and over and keeps playing him over and over. And Jason Statham is an actor.
He does act.
He's good in very certain movies.
He wasn't bad in the first 2 Transporter movies. I don't know if you've seen those.
I've seen part of one of them.
They're not terrible,
But like
but they're Jason Statham.
when he tries to be funny, I feel like it starts to kind of fall apart. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of quips in this movie,
Especially from The Rock.
especially from The Rock. I don't know. I'm just not looking forward to it. Like the Fast and Furious franchise wasn't big enough, so now we're going to start shooting off spin-offs. Like really?
No one needs that.
No one wants that. What do you
I'm
got?
sure someone wants it, but...
Someone wants it, but not us.
Alright, coming in number 4 for me is going to be the yet-to-be titled 2019 Terminator reboot after the trying to reboot it in like 2015 with Terminator Genesis, which was bad.
Bad. Terminator Salvation, which was...
So I guess this is the reboot now.
Reboot.
We're bringing back Sarah Connor. I guess we technically had Sarah Connor in the last movie, but we're bringing back...
the original actress.
Whose name I'm blanking on at this moment in time.
Hold on, I'll think of it.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Children of the Corn. She was in King Kong Lives. Her name is... I'm going to be so pissed when I look this up.
Yep. What's her name? Hey, what's her name?
Linda Hamilton.
Oh my God, Linda Hamilton! How can we forget that? Jesus Christ! They're bringing back Linda Hamilton to play Sarah Connor, and obviously Arnold's gonna be in it. We just don't know how much. But I don't need this movie.
No, like at first I was
I don't
under the
need this.
impression that James Cameron was directing this film. He's not. He's producing it. And then I saw the first poster.
But he's writing it. Is he not?
I have no clue. I saw the first poster and I was like, "Ooh boy." I don't know about this.
I don't know about this movie. I'm not. I think that I'm gonna stick to my first 2 Terminator movies, and I'm gonna enjoy those the few times I'm gonna watch them again in my life.
The few.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch them like every year. I mean, they're really good, but they're not like a. I mean, I could probably watch them every year. I got a lot of things I watch, so I don't know. But I don't need this movie.
No.
I don't want to see this movie because it's probably gonna be bad.
All right, number 3, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, that's fair.
I actually didn't really care one way or the other for this movie until I saw who the lead cast member was, Jim Carrey.
Aaron doesn't like really anyone, so don't take offense to him not liking Jim Carrey.
I hate Jim Carrey with a passion.
Hate's a strong word.
I hate Jim Carrey. He has 2 movies that I would consider sort of funny.
The Grinch. No.
No, Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura is kind of funny, but that's it. I can't handle any more than that. The Mask is okay in points.
I like The Mask.
But yeah, I just don't like Jim Carrey.
He's done some pretty good dramatic roles too.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what? Have you never seen The Truman Show?
Nope.
Or The Majestic?
No.
Oh, they're pretty good.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about it. As far as the character Sonic goes, I'm not a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan. I haven't played a lot of his video games. It might be alright. It'd probably be kind of like Pokemon, but whatever.
It is what it is.
Hey, Pokemon should be grateful. It didn't make my top 5 least anticipated list.
Oh, Detective Pikachu?
Detective Pikachu, whatever the hell it's called.
Well, number 3 for me, Hellboy.
True.
I don't know.
It barely missed my list.
It
It doesn't look that great.
It doesn't look good.
And it looks...
I heard that they were gonna reboot the Hellboy franchise. I heard Guillermo del Toro wasn't gonna be a part of it, and I was like, okay, I guess. I heard that David Harbour from Stranger Things was gonna play Hellboy. I'm like, oh, maybe, all right, I guess.
He's no Ron Perlman.
He's no Ron Perlman, but okay. And then the trailer dropped.
Ugh.
That's a no.
That's a rough.
That's a. I want to pass on this one, but we're gonna go watch it anyway.
We're gonna go watch it because again, we're nerds. So
yeah, Hellboy.
number 2, Men in Black International.
You don't want to see this just because Liam Neeson's in it?
Liam Neeson's the only thing that I'm clinging to hope for.
Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson have pretty good chemistry.
Tessa Thompson is a good actress. Chris Hemsworth
Thor. No,
is Thor. Yeah, I mean
he is Thor.
He's good in the right role, I guess. But the movie just, the first Men in Black was a solid movie. The next 2 were not. And I feel like this is going to continue that trend of mediocre Men in Black.
Hey, at least it's not the Men in Black 21 Jump Street
crossover. Yeah, that'd been worse. I don't know though.
Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
I would have watched it.
I mean, I would have watched it,
I
obviously.
would have liked it, but I would have watched it. I'm not sure. But I'm telling you people right now, I've already said it once, Liam Neeson's going to turn out to be the bad guy.
Yep.
If I'm wrong, then I'm going to quit watching movies.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. But
I guess, whatever.
whatever. I was
All
like,
right.
nice not plot twist there, guys.
Good job, diverting my expectations.
Yeah.
All right, well, coming in at number 2 for me is going to be a movie I'm dreading seeing, Frozen 2. Oof. I don't need a sequel to Frozen.
I didn't even watch Frozen yet.
I don't like Frozen.
I've seen parts of it.
You want to talk about the most overhyped movie in the world? Frozen.
Of all time.
It's
yeah.
it.
I haven't even seen it the whole way through, and I'm already sick of it. All the songs, all the merchandise, everybody wants to be Elsa and Anna. And I'm like, no.
Frozen. Oh my
and
god,
they had this
so overrated. I remember watching this the first time. I went and actually saw this in theaters when it came out. And the first time I watched it, I was like, alright, that wasn't bad. I watched it a second time. It went downhill.
What's the snowman's name? Olaf?
Olaf. Mm-hmm. Josh Gad playing Olaf is probably the only saving grace of that movie. The only. Other than that, I can't stand that movie. It's obnoxious. The fact that it is the highest grossing animated film of all time baffles me. That is unacceptable.
I know, right?
Frozen 2. God almighty, I don't want to see this, but we're going to see it anyway.
So you know what my number 1 is?
No, you go ahead and guess. It's Frozen.
It's Frozen 2. So yeah, you just pretty much covered all the ground there. Like I said, I have not even seen the first one all the way through from beginning to end. I'm already sick of hearing about it. And we're going to go see it because it's going to be one of the, if not the biggest movie of the year. But it'll be the biggest animated movie of the year, hands down. No questions. Well, I don't know. It'll be close between it and Toy Story 4. I think it'll be a close race.
I think Toy Story 4 will draw out multiple generations as opposed to Frozen. It's just going to be parents dreading taking their children to go see this.
True. It depends on which one is. I think is better in quality, too. I think that'll affect
Toy Story 4 all day.
I mean, we don't know yet. We haven't seen it. But
Toy Story 4 all day.
Yeah, I hope so. God, I hope so. But yeah, that's my most dreaded movie. What about you?
Number 1 for me is going to be Star Wars Episode 9. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually Alita Battle Angel. I don't want to watch this movie at all. It looks terrible.
But it's from the James Cameron, Robert Rodriguez.
It's being marketed as if it's like James Cameron's project, but it's a Robert Rodriguez movie.
Is he directing it?
Robert Rodriguez is directing it, yeah. James
he's
Cameron is just producing it. I don't have a problem with Robert Rodriguez. I mean, the first Spy Kids is not terrible.
That Predators movies he made is alright, which I don't think he directed that one, but it's alright.
He's got some okay movies that I've seen. Robert Rodriguez, James Cameron, obviously. I mean, obviously he's been he's tied up in Avatar for the last 12 or 15 years or whatever.
Yeah.
God Almighty.
He's never gonna get that release.
We're never gonna get anything good from him ever again.
No. If Avatar 2 sucks, that's gonna be like
that's the end of his career. It's the end of his career. But this movie just looks terrible. The CGI looks rough as all get out from the trailers. It just does not look.
I don't think the CGI is supposed to be realistic. I think.
I understand it's supposed to be bad or not
bad.
realistic.
It's supposed to be just like kind of a CGI world.
But I'm like,
yeah,
I just don't care. It looks terrible to me. Like the story just doesn't look intriguing to me. The characters don't seem interesting to me. The only thing that might save this movie is Christoph Waltz. I really like Christoph Waltz. I think he's a great actor. I don't know why he's in this movie.
Who's he playing?
Her father.
Her father. Okay.
Quote unquote father, the doctor or whatever.
It's also got Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali's
He's a
up and coming good guy.
Up and coming, sort of.
Up and coming actor-ish sort of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
overall, yep.
Don't want to see that.
Under the Radar.
What's your movie you got coming on under your radar?
One that you don't approve of.
I don't want to see this.
Brightburn.
No.
The Superman horror film.
Ripoff.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be. It's intentional ripoff. I think it's kind of an interesting plot. You're taking the Superman story and turning it into a horror movie. Like, what if Superman was evil? I think that's an interesting plot. Now, it could turn real goofy real fast. But it's got Elizabeth Banks. It's got that guy from The Office.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Pam's old boyfriend, Roy.
Yeah, the guy who plays Roy.
Yeah. So, you know what? I think there's potential for it to be an alright movie.
Okay.
And I am excited to see it.
Okay.
One of the few horror movies that I'm excited to see.
Okay. Whatever. Alright, coming under my radar, I don't know if you can really consider this under the radar. I don't know what you consider under the radar, but I mean, something I haven't seen a whole lot of marketing for yet or anything like that, other than a very, very, like, minor teaser that had nothing to do with anything is the new Joker movie coming out with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ghostbusters.
No, that comes out in 2020.
Oh, man.
Can you consider that under the radar? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's under the radar enough, yeah.
For now.
I
I think this movie's got a lot of potential. Joaquin Phoenix looks like he could be excellent as the Joker. I'm excited to see what can happen.
I'm excited too, yeah.
I think it's going to be a really cool origin story, and I hope they don't try to tie it into the DCU in any way.
They won't. I think they.
From what I understand, it's supposed to be standalone.
Yeah.
But a lot of sources are saying that they're trying to market it as part of the DCEU, and I don't know why they would do that.
It's too confusing. As long as the movie's good, just ignore the outside stuff.
Yeah, just be a Joker movie.
Just be a Joker movie.
Supposedly what they think is going to happen is that this is going to be a different Joker, and that they're going to determine, or they're going to find a way to include it in the DCU in a way that it makes what everyone wants to be true, that Jared Leto's Joker is actually Jason Todd.
Who's Jason Todd?
He was one of Batman's Robins.
Oh.
In the cartoon, he's one of the people that is Robin, and he gets killed by the Joker or the Red Hood, and he eventually takes up the mantle of the Red Hood and the Joker or whatever.
That'd be kind of interesting plot twist.
Could be an interesting plot twist that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker killed Jason Todd, and then which you can't see my air quotes, but I did air quotes around killed.
Which would be kind of...
Killed Jason Todd for him to become the Joker in the DCU, but still don't know that I want to.
They have the scenes there to make, because they have that scene in, what is it, Batman v Superman?
With the Joker riding on the Robin suit.
Yeah. They could pull that off.
Which is why a lot of people thought that the Joker and Suicide Squad was Jason Todd, but they said he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be definitely be reconning just to kind of make up for the fact that Jared Leto's Joker sucks. But, I don't know. I think
you're still supposed to get another Joker movie with him, too.
I think it'd be interesting.
I mean, it's an interesting thought, but I just don't know that I want him to do that.
Overhyped?
So. What's your overhyped movie this
year?
year?
I got Glass.
Okay. That's fair.
I think you've already said that we've already watched this.
Yeah, technically we've already watched this, but...
I wrote this down before we went and watched it. The reason I wrote it down before we went and watched it, turns out my expectations were right.
There's a big marketing campaign for this.
There was a big marketing campaign for this, and I think people forget... Even though Unbreakable was decent, in my opinion.
Really good, actually.
Decent.
I think it's pretty dang good.
Split was good, really good. I really like Split. We're talking about M. Night Shyamalan. He's about as consistent as, like...
The kind of socks I wear.
The kind of...
I wear a lot of different kinds of socks.
I had a good quip, and I forgot what it was.
What was your quip?
I forgot what it was now.
That's whatever.
Anyway,
I wear a lot of different
he's
kinds
about
of
as
socks,
consistent as American politics. I don't know. You never know what you're going to get with Shyamalan. One day he could pull out a Sixth Sense. One day he can
Split.
One day he can pull out a Last Airbender.
Oof.
You just don't know, and I just feel like there's just so much like.
Or an After Earth.
Oh God. I'm sorry. You just don't know what you're going to get with him, and I feel like people are putting too much faith in him making another, like, for him to make 2 good movies in a row, and there's a lot of...
That's asking a lot for M. Night.
That's asking a lot for M. Night there, so, I mean, it'll be a big financial hit, probably.
It'll make money.
It'll make money. He'll keep making movies. His career won't die.
If it survived The Last Airbender and After Earth...
If it survived Last Airbender and After Earth, I don't know how it did, but it did.
My overhyped film is going to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I think that this movie is getting hyped up way too much.
Well, it's getting hyped up by Disney. I don't know how many fans are actually hyped up about it.
A lot of people, I think, are actually pretty excited for this movie. I mean, Marvel's first, completely female-led film, female co-directing.
DCU beat you to it.
Yeah, DCU beat them to it with Wonder Woman, which I think is going to end up being a much better film than this. I'm getting a lot of Green Lantern vibes, which we've already talked about. We're getting kind of Green Lantern-y vibes from this, and I just don't know that it's going to be good. I guess we'll see. I'm interested to see Samuel L. Jackson. I'm interested to see as Nick Fury. I can't
Clark
remember.
Gregg will be back as...
Yes, Agent Coulson. So they could be good. Brie Larson is a talented actress, but...
Jude Law. Ben Mendelsohn's in it.
And...
I'm just saying there's a lot of famous people in this movie.
Yeah.
Who does Ben Mendelsohn play? Have we even seen him in the trailers?
I haven't seen him in a trailer. I saw him in a poster.
He's like second build on the poster.
I saw him in a poster. That's about it. He's got to play a bad guy. That's what he does.
Oh, yeah. I figured he plays a bad guy.
I
don't know. Does Jude Law play a bad guy?
No, he plays the original Marvel.
Oh, he looked kind of like douchebaggish in the trailers.
Well, he's training her.
Okay, whatever.
But yeah, Captain Marvel. I just don't. I don't know. It's a Marvel movie, so I don't think it'll be. I mean, it's not gonna be terrible. I don't think, because I haven't seen a truly terrible Marvel movie.
No.
I mean, there's some ones that aren't very good, but even they still are serviceable. This one looks like it could be potentially the first one to not be even serviceable.
Maybe.
But I guess we'll find out. It comes out in about a month and a half.
All right, so coming up on this here podcast for 2019, we got
some goals.
Yeah, we're gonna rearrange our schedule a bit. I've scaled down the schedule quite a bit, try to manage our content better, pump out episodes faster, more efficiently. We're gonna review Unbreakable, then Split, and then before we review Glass, we reviewed Phantom Menace. I already said that.
Oh,
Pay attention.
I'm sorry.
And then we reviewed Phantom Menace, and then that episode will come out, and then we will post our Glass episode. Hopefully this will all be done in a semi-timely manner. Oh yeah, I forgot about
After we do our goals.
and our goals. I forgot about our goals too. Look at me trying to get ahead so we can finish this Chiefs game. Tells you what day this came out. Or does it? Maybe they're going to make it to the Super Bowl.
So let's talk about our goals for the podcast in this new year. We got 5 of them, and obviously it's a collective list because we have the same goals that we want for this podcast. So
number 1.
I'll let you start with. You want to start with number 1?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with number 1. You go in the order. You start.
I forgot what we said now.
Here's number 1. We can go back and forth.
Start a website. That's our big, costly goal this year is to start a website.
Oh, that costly.
It's
going to cost money, but
I want to get a website up and running, post our episode lists and everything.
we wanted to try to do that over Christmas break, but obviously that didn't happen. We're kind of busy people. So
I hope that pans out for us. We'll post our episodes. My goal is to post every episode we've done and what the stars that we gave each film, and upcoming episodes, and we'll do little bios or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out when we get there.
But that's our main goal for the year. We'd like to try to get that done pretty quickly.
Yeah. What do you got for our number 2 goal?
So our second goal of the year is that we need to improve our sound quality.
Yeah.
And the way that we want to do that is by trying to get a second mic.
Yeah.
Which I will be.
Put some pop filters on these things.
Some pop filters.
Do that.
That way, right now we're recording with a Blue Yeti in bi-directional mode.
Yeah.
It kind of, I think, decreases our sound quality a little bit.
And the room
a little bit
in,
echoey room.
Yeah, kind of got echoey.
But I think if we get 2 mics and record in cardioid mode, we can, which records just from one direction, we can get a little bit closer to the mics. That way, we're probably trying to reduce that echo a little bit.
But I can tell when I link close to the mic.
Yeah, the closer we get, the less echoey
it
it
hurts
gets.
my back if I.
But we'd like to try to improve our sound quality, and by buying a second mic, I think we can really do that. So that's goal number 2.
Goal number 3 is increase awareness and improve ramp up our marketing.
We kind of slack on the social media.
Yeah, we kind of get slack. Now, okay, so every time I post a video to YouTube, up until their new rules or whatever, Twitter would automatically tweet a YouTube upload.
Link.
So
now you have to manually.
People would know that we had a new episode coming out, even if I didn't personally tweet something. They're putting that policy because they say you need to
it's more
actually
personal.
interact with your followers or whatever. It's stupid. Who needs interaction? So I'll have to keep up with that more. Posting every time we have a new episode, I'll need to tweet, post on Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
Yada yada yada.
And then obviously we need to promote ourselves out to people that we know a little more. Get our name out there, and maybe try to have our families get our name out there a little more too, if they can. Networking people. Don't they teach you that in business school? Networking.
They might have. I forgot.
He said, "I don't know. I hate my school.
I hate school."
All right. Well,
number 4. What we got?
Number 4. One of our main goals, and probably the most important goal, is to produce content in a more timely fashion.
Yeah, I've gotten
especially in the last month or so, we've kind of slacked off on getting the videos out on time. And I think it's kind of hurting our listenership. So our
we gotta strike the iron while it's hot when it comes to these movies.
our biggest goal, really, I think we probably should have put this at number one.
Yeah.
But it's to produce content in a more timely fashion. So we'd like to try to get our episodes out within no later than a week after that movie has released in theaters.
In order to do that, like I said,
we're going to cut down our schedule.
My goal is one episode a week, unless
possibly
there's just two big movies that we can't miss. I think we're going to get rid of the discussion episodes. I think I've about decided that.
Which we'll talk about that here in just a second. So.
Yeah, so, but anyway.
Number 5. Go for it.
Number 5. So, we were really big on this topic over the last few episodes.
But as much content as we've been producing.
Yeah, the more I've thought about it, the more I've kind of cooled down on it because it's going to require a lot more effort.
And money and time.
Videos. That's not to say that we're not going to do videos at some point in the future. I just feel like at this point, with our little recording space, with our time and money restraints,
it's just not something that's quite feasible at this
moment. It's not quite feasible at this moment, but we're gonna slowly work towards that goal.
Yeah. And then the last thing we want to talk about in our look forward for 2019 episode, I know we have, in our introduction episode, which was, 30 plus episodes ago, we set up our format, we set up our grading scale. We have since retconned our grading scale and created a new grading scale of the star system. Well, we're not quite digging our format, and we don't think it flows very well, and we don't like the way that our episodes turn out, and they don't feel as natural with the way that we our review format set up right now. So we're going to change our format up a little bit in this new year.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to... instead of doing story, acting, hodgepodge, we're going to just talk about kind of go through the movie as
like
the movie.
Plot point by plot point.
Plot point by plot, or at least maybe not every plot point, but
major
chronologically through the movie. Talk about it back and forth.
And just discuss the film, because I think it comes out a little bit more natural. We don't feel as rehearsed. Yeah. We don't have to do as detailed notes. We can just write down what we liked about the movie, what we didn't like about the movie, and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And it feels and it flows.
Instead of grading four different parts of the movie, we're just going to do one rating at the end of the episode.
One rating, yeah.
And since
we will still include those different sections, but they won't be individually here's our review.
We'll just say and in this scene the acting was good, or in this scene the acting was bad, yada yada yada. Also, since we're not going to be doing discussion episodes, as our episodes come out, if we deem something important enough that we need to talk about it on the podcast, we will do a little news section at the end of an episode or something.
And then for certain episodes, if it's a really big movie and people want to see it, we will maybe do a top 5. I'm thinking that depending on how long it takes, which I know it's a big task, we could maybe try to rank the MCU films, but that's a task. That's a chore right there.
I'd have to work at that.
That's a chore.
Well, like Star Wars, we will either at the end of The Last Jedi episode,
or right before episode 9.
Or right before episode 9, on a little special episode, we will rank them after I think probably at the end of The Last Jedi episode, we will rank the Star Wars
or movies. A second episode that has to do with that, we'll do a Star Wars series wrap-up.
Or something like that. So, we're not going to completely do away with our lists, because that's one of our big things, I hope, that kind of differentiates us from other podcasts.
Yeah, our top 5s, and then, doing our movie news. But
but it's
kind of hard to come up with movie news, every week, trying to find new things.
There's a lot we need to talk about.
Yeah, we'll have to do something pretty soon, we had a bunch of news and stuff drop since the last episode that we put out, but...
We're not going to talk about it today.
No, we're not going to talk about it today, but we are going to change our format, so... we think it'll produce better content than we have been putting out.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So remember to join us next time for our Unbreakable review. Yeah. As always, we just talked about marketing ourselves. Why don't you tell them about our social media sites?
Yeah, we are up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us on all those platforms. We are at DNA of Film Wars on all of those. So go ahead and give us a like or a follow. Tell your friends about us. Do what you people out there do in Radioland.
Yeah, and if you have any specific questions and or comments, we are at dnafilmwars@gmail.com. We are up on all major podcatching services. Please feel free to leave us a review, preferably a good one.
But we're also open to constructive criticism, so just let us know. So I I think that about wraps it up for this episode. We hope that you enjoyed our podcast throughout 2018. And
listen to our 2018 wrap-up episode.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun recording that.
That was a good one. And we really hope you enjoy what we got coming up for this new year. And we got some big stuff coming up, and we're really looking forward to it. So I think that about wraps it up.
All right. Well, I'm Aaron.
I'm Dylan, and we'll catch you in the next one.